Materegla Namaskara. Good evening. As President of Indian Bunts Chamber of Commerce and Industries, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you all participants for today's blockbuster webinar. This is our sixth webinar in this month. Earlier, 5 went on with great success because of the wholehearted support of our participants. All the 5 webinars were well attended. This is possible because of the wholehearted support of participants and our young, energetic, vibrant IBCCI team. This webinar was to happen yesterday. Because of some technical issue with Zoom, it got postponed for today. Thank you once again to all participants. Yesterday, we clicked more than 560. I think we are already 254, 255. We are increasing. And I hope, we will cross more than 600 this time, because Shankarana is a more popular figure. So we will expect more than 600. Also, for this today's meeting, so many prominent personalities have come. So at least, I mentioned one name, because others, if I, miss, actually, please forgive me. Hotel Ahar President, Mr. Shankar Shetty is here, and I welcome him, sir. For this webinar, we have selected a very hot subject of this week. That is decoding 20 lakh stimulus package. This Atmanirbhar Bharat package, announced by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, and our Honorable Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, shared with us. For participants, I got a question. Here I want to ask you one question to all our participants. By this package, because of this package, what is the effect on the economy? What is the effect on our own business? And what is the effect on MSME? And what is the effect on other sectors? I'm seeing so many, this one is coming. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So finally, I can say, so many of us, we are not able to know it better. So we want to want to know much more. So we want somebody to explain us. For this, to make us understand better, more in depth, we got our own Bunt personality, who is practicing CA for last 2.5 decades, ex-Bunt Sangha President, ex-Matrubhumi Chairman, now SM Shetty School Chairman. More than that, he is our director in IBCCI and always a guiding force and vibrant personality, and handsome also.
Thank you.
He is none other than our CA Shankar Shetty. I welcome you, sir. Shankarana, namaskara, and welcome you for this meeting. Okay. And regarding our speaker, our young, energetic director, Mr. Nishant, will introduce our CA Shankarana. And once again, I welcome you all. And today, once again, you came with very good numbers. Thank you for the same. Thank you.
Thank you, KC Uncle. My dear friends and family, firstly, a very warm welcome to all, and also very big thank you to all that have participated and invested their time for today's webinar. Also, as KC Uncle said, we truly regret the inconvenience caused to you all yesterday because of the Zoom server issue. And on behalf of IBCCI, please accept our apologies. Friends, today I feel honored and privileged to be introducing one of the most iconic personalities within the Bunts community. CA Shankar Shetty is one of the flag bearers of our community. He is the ex-president of Bunts Sangha Mumbai. He is the ex-chairman of Mathrubhumi Cooperative Credit Society. He is the director at IBCCI and current chairman at Bunts Sangha's SM Shetty Educational Institution. Friends, during his tenure as the president of Bunts Sangha, he is credited to have transformed hundreds of families of underprivileged Bunts across Mumbai. And under him, many underprivileged Bunts students had access to some great education and their lives now transformed forever. Friends, I am sure most of you would also be aware that CA Shankar Shetty has his own firm, Shankar and Kishore Associates. His firm has some of the biggest and best marquee companies as his customers. He is a subject matter expert in the field of providing customized solution in taxation, auditing, management consultancy, project financing, and company law. Dear ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you are, can we all put our hands together and invite the very iconic CA Shankar Shetty to take charge and enlighten all of us. Thank you. Over to you, Shankar uncle.
Thank you very much. Good evening to all of you. And now it is Mahabharat time. Let me say Pranipat. First of all, let me say really sorry for yesterday. I think like any other Chinese product, Zoom also had given the same result. Anyway, so we are here again, second day, next day. The issue is decoding the 20 lakh stimulus package the government has given to us. I would like to share this screen. What I'm saying is this particular package, we call it as beginning of the reset. It is beginning of the reset not only for the country, it is beginning of the reset for all of us. Each and every person, whether he is a businessman, whether he is an individual, or in any profession, in this extraordinary situation, I think we need to reset ourselves, the changing new normal. Everybody says there will be new normal now in life, and also accordingly, all of us has to adjust to that new normal. Whatever we do, what we had done earlier, we may have to change ourselves to the requirement of the new situation. Having said that, let us move to the 20 lakh stimulus package in particular. If you carefully analyze the stimulus package which is given, the majority of the schemes are like a sort of loans or funds from some emergency funds, something like that, where the majority of the effect will not be on the balance sheet of the India. It is called as bottom of demand generation method. In the sense, lot of funds are being pumped in to the system through bank loans, through some cash incentives, and so on. The total, they call it 20,97,000 crores. But there are various versions. What is actually the cash dole out and what is the loan out? You know, if you see, analyze the Narendra Modi right from the day of Gujarat, he is not believer of cash dole out. He is always thinking, you know, put the people into the work. He will assist as a loan, use that as a loan, and come out successful. In that way, he is working on. In this case also, although as per our calculation, it is 3,65,000 crores direct cash assistance, the rest of it is through loans or some other subsidies and things like that. But our former finance minister says it is 1 crore 60 lakhs, and somebody else says it is 1 crore 90 lakhs, and so on. Other figures are there. But to be fair to the government, let us take it 3,85,000 crores. Now, next. 1 minute, let me click. See, basically, the Prime Minister of India started various schemes, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana of about 1.7 lakh crores. It is just an initially, I will just explain you. That is insurance cover, the wheat, 5 kg wheat and the rice, 1 kg pulses, 500 rupees per month, gas cylinders for 3 months, increase of Manrega from 202 to 182, S gratia, then front load amount to farmers 2,000 per farmers as under PM Kisan Yojana, building and construction workers welfare fund allowed to be used. Then there was 24 months monthly wages credited to their PF account. 5 crore workers under the EPF to get non-refundable money. Limit of collateral free lending to be increased to 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs. Then there is the district mineral foundation to be used for supplementing and augmenting facilities. RBI raised ways and means advance limit of states by enhanced the overdraft limit. Issued, there are a lot of refund income tax has been issued about up to 5 lakh rupees. Special refund and drawback has been done for customs and excise. All these measures were given about 18,000 crores and there was about 15,000 crores health emergency funds have been given. And relief measures are already given by the government for various tax returns like extended date of tax, filing of GST returns to June, tax returns to 2020, June 20, that is of assessment year 2021, sorry, 1920. Relaxation for the withdrawal of the ATMs for 3 months, payment of insurance and vehicle policies up to 15th May. Some Companies Act obligations like board meetings have been extended to 60 days. Extraordinary general meeting also have been extended. Then a lot of schemes have been announced by RBI, like reduction of CRR, which would have increased the enhancement of liquidity by 1,37,000 crores, targeted long-term refinancing operations of about 1,50,000 crores. This is to the corporate bonds, investment grade corporate bonds and CPs. TLTROs of 50,000 crores for investing them in investment grade corporate CPs and non-convertible debentures. Bank limit has been increased, there are 10% additional limits. Announced special refinance facility to NABARD, SEDBI, NHB amounting to 50,000 crores. SLF of 50,000 crore for mutual funds to elevate liquidity schemes. Moratorium of 3 months on payment of installments. Easing of working capital financing by reducing the margins. Also, loans for NBFCs to commercial real estate sectors. Total relief is, as per the government, it is about 9,94,000 crores. Now the second phase, that is Atmanirbhar Abhiyan, first announced by the Finance Minister on 13th May. It has come in 5 segments. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4, Phase 5. I will go now. One question I am asking to all participants. What is your opinion about that Atmanirbhar scheme? Do you think it is a good scheme or a bad scheme? You just say good or bad. Or if you have any comment on that, you can give the comment. Moving on to Phase 1. Here I am going to take slightly more time because this is MSME issue and lot of things to be clarified here. Whereas the other, there are about 79 slides, but other slides I will not take much of the time. This is 3 lakh crore collateral free automatic loans for business business, including MSME. What is the decision basically is emergency credit line to business and MSMEs from banks and NBFCs to the up to 20% of the entire existing credit as on 29/2/2020. Just understand this particular scheme is only for the existing borrowers. I have spoken to State Bank of India also. They are saying at present, no clarification has come. It is only for collateral free automatic loans for business and MSMEs. Here it is again, it is not only MSMEs, they are calling it is businesses. That means even other than MSMEs can avail of these loans. There are some limits like borrowers with 25 crores outstanding and their turnover should not be more than 100 crores. They will get 20% of the loan outstanding. Suppose if 25 crores is the outstanding, they will get 5 crores maximum. This loan has a special feature, 4-year tenor with a 12-month moratorium. Moratorium in on principal only, on interest you have to pay. 12 months moratorium for principal for first year and you have to pay in balance 3 years interest and the principal amount. There is one word called interest to be capped. Although we are not so sure what is the rate of interest now, it is expected to be MCLR plus 1 or maybe around that. It is, as per my knowledge, it is about 7 to 8%, maybe some half percent here and there. The special feature of this is 100% credit guarantee owed to banks and NBFCs on the principal of interest. Government of India is going to guarantee under, they have created one corporation called Credit Guarantee Trust Fund, CGTMC. They are going to guarantee for this loan. See, there is one more condition there. As on 29th February, in this particular scheme, that is first one, that is 3 lakh crores, that as on 29th of February, the OD should not be more than 30 days. So that means our loan should be regular on that particular day. And there are some other condition also. I said this rule is not for new companies, new entities. And this particular loan will be given on the provisional balance sheet as on 31st of December 2020. There is no processing fees and no charges except there may be direct charges like stamp duty or something. But we need to give CMI and cash flow. Basically cash flow to prove that in the next 4 years, we can fulfill that obligation of loan, that we can repay the loan. That much entitlement should be submitted to the bank. This is the minimum requirement they all call it. It is, they say the DSR, that 1.5 generally which is there, that will be there, that should be there. But margins, they can given at even 0% of margins, they are allowed to be lent in this case. And even in the case of suppose working capital limit, like where debtors are taken at 90%, in this case, they can go up to 180%. This much leverage is given. And this is valid up to October 2020. Anybody can apply up to that. There are so many other things in this loan is, I said about the interest, it may be around 7 plus 1% margin of the banks. At present, the State Bank is giving that 10% loan on the earlier scheme which has been given. They are giving it about 7.5% or so. So we can expect around 7.5 to 8. Another point is they have given one more amount of 20 lakh subordinate debt for stressed MSMEs. This is a sort of, when I was speaking to the bank, they are saying they are ready to restructure the existing loans, which are not regular also. That date is given up to 31st of May. In when a loan is not paid, not funded properly, there are not scheduled or not met, even that also up to 25 crores, they can restructure it. This will be extended only up to 31st of May. Those accounts which are not regular, I think they can be regularized by these schemes. This is that earlier scheme is expected to benefit about 45 lakhs SMEs, MSMEs, whereas in this case, about 2 lakh MSMEs are expected to get benefit. Here also again, government is giving guarantee of about 20 crores, 20%, about 4,000 crores under the same that CGTMC fund, guarantee fund for micro and small enterprises. Banks will provide, in this case, they are supposed to give debt for equity also in the case where equity is not sufficient. Another 50,000 crores as infusion has been planned for MSMEs through, it is fund of fund they call it. The initial contribution by the government on the corporation is 10,000 crores. They may give this fund to the equity capital of the companies which have a growth potential and viability. Idea is to give them in equity maybe 20% or 25%. That scheme is not announced yet. And eventually this fund, they are expected to go 50,000 crores. Means initially if somebody is investing 10,000 crores, they are expecting that to grow to 1:4 times. So equity, if it is 10 rupees, it will go to 40 rupees and they liquidate and that money will come back to the scheme. This we will have to wait and see whether we really succeed in this scheme. Even they are encouraging MSMEs to get listed on many main board stock exchanges. So good MSMEs having good balance sheets, good growth potential, they can go to the stock exchanges and the government is encouraging them for listing. Another policy matter which they have changed is the existing MSME classification. See, investment in plant and machinery, there is 3 categories: micro, small and medium. Micro is up to 25 lakhs. In case of manufacturing enterprises, and service enterprises, it is 10 lakh rupees. It is investment in plant and machinery, not land and building. The second is small, that is 5 crores. Investment was 2 crores, medium was 10, and investment 5 crores. Now the entire thing has been revised. Now the composite criteria has come for both manufacturing and services. Investment in plant and machinery up to 1 crore and turnover up to 5 crores. That is the micro, and small is investment up to 10 crores and turnover is 50 crores. Medium is investment up to 20 crores and turnover is 100 crores. So I think many companies will be covered under MSME now with the increase of investment pattern. There is one more amendment they have done now. So global tender to be disallowed for the government procurement. Any government procurement up to 200 crores. Now it will be only for Indian companies. I think a lot of companies, small scale companies will be benefit out of it. Earlier, the governments used to get, tender from abroad, and Indian companies were, very difficult to compete with such companies, mainly China and other places. So this is a good move by the government. In respect of MSMEs, there are many other schemes in the banks. One is, banks are giving that equity support. That is called subordinate debt. I explained to you already. There is e-Mudra loan. These are all digital platforms. 50,000 online loans are given by the banks, mainly State Bank. There is one more bank loan in the State Bank that is called PSP loan. That is up to 5 crores. Here they say they give, it is again a technological platform, they give up to 5 crores. Here the government has mandated they should disburse this loan within 14 days up to 1 crore and 3 weeks up to 5 crores. The requirement as per the bank is GST return, 1-year income tax return, only that much, and whatever the other, credentials of us is that PAN numbers and all number, MSME registrations and all that is required. They say within 59 minutes, they will sanction this loan, and they have done it to some people. I think all MSME people can try this. This is from State Bank of India and other banks also there. They have one more scheme for a digital customer, those who are receiving their sales proceeding up to 25% through digital means. They are giving 30% of the turnover as the overdraft limit. 30% of the turnover. If the total receipt is digitally, they are receiving of 25%, they are giving 30% loan on the turnover. Revenue receipt should be 25%. Then there is also bill discounting facilities. If you are supplying to government companies and good companies, they are discounting bills. They say they are discounting at 6 to 7, 8%. The rate of interest is also very less. I think all the MSMEs can try these options. There are some other interventions for MSMEs. Post-COVID, trade fair and exhibitions are difficult. So the government is creating e-market facility for them. They can market their product in these platforms. And government is also continuously monitoring settlement of dues to MSMEs, vendors for the government and central public undertakings. They say within 45 days, the finance minister has said she will advise all the governments, organizations to pay the money to MSMEs within 45 days. I think this is also a very good move. EPF support for three months. That is, I think this scheme is very, very badly drafted, I must say. Up to 15,000 rupees. Employee should not be having more than 15,000. And the total employees in the organization should not be more than 100. And at least 90% of the people should be 15,000 rupees. This is very, very, I think, difficult situation for an employer to have fulfill this condition. But having said that, the people who are coming under this scheme, this segment also claim this. This was for the month of March, April and May, which has been extended to another 3 months. One more thing is those who are not covered under this Prime Minister's Yojana, that is 15,000 gap. They can now, all other employers can deduct TDS at the rate of 10%, both employers and employee. So there is a 2% saving for the employers for next 6 months. However, the again government said it is not applicable to central government. There is one more 30,000 crore special liquidity scheme for NBFCs, housing finance companies and MFIs. Again, these are, this will indirectly help to the MSMEs through this NBFCs. Government will also launch about 30,000 crore special liquidity fund. Under this, investment will be made in both primary and secondary transaction of investment grade paper of NBFCs. It is only for the companies who are rated investment grade. This securities again here will be fully granted by the government to the mutual fund, this NBFCs. There is again another 45,000 crores partial credit. Here, only 20% of the loss by the guarantor, whoever is gives to this NBFCs, HSPs, will be borne by the government. This is available for low rating companies, liquidity, low rated liquidity companies. The earlier one is A rated and this is for the low rated. Also, this can help to so many companies who are not good in their balance sheets. This is for discoms. I think discoms, we all know, they are all owe a lot of money to power generation companies and transmission companies. I think as per the finance minister's figure is 95,000 crores. So they are releasing this money through state guarantees to all these discoms. They will in turn pay to power generation company. The finance minister says due to this, power generation companies will have better realization of money. So whatever the rebate they are getting, they should distribute to the customer, the prices are expected to come down. I think only time will tell whether they will succeed in this. Some relief has been given to the contractors, that is extension up to 6 months to be provided to contractors for contract with the central government. Also, there is one more thing. I think all the government contractors, they can get back their guarantee money to the extent of job completed. Suppose you have given 1 lakh rupees guarantee and you completed 75% of the work, you can get back the 75,000 from the government. So some liquidity is coming to the companies. This is a state project. I think government has not done anything to this sector. This particular sector, nothing has been done to the excess sector, although this is one of the largest employer of people. They have only, gone to RERA and give time extension for 1 year of 6 months, automatic extension. And I think that force majeure clause is also applicable. What is force majeure is, I think what my advice is, they should have gone beyond the RERA, because buyer should have been given some schemes, incentives, so that, though they would have gone to the real estate developer for purchase of the property because of some interest subvention or any schemes, popular schemes or something, they should have done it. But that is not the case. So only 6 month extension is given. They say that is the reduction of TDS about 25%. It will give liquidity. I have my own doubt, because 15th of June, the first installment of income tax is there. So even if the deductor is not deducted by 15 June, 15 September, 15 December, 15 March, one has to pay. So how this is benefiting, only Nirmala Sitharaman knows. Only we are getting for maybe 1 month or 2 months this amount. I have given the chart of all the reductions. I think I am not going to detail. This is too big. All the pending income tax refunds. This is charitable trust, non-corporate business associates, professionals, proprietorship, partnership, LLP, cooperatives. They said they will refund this. Let us hope so. I think last time they refunded a lot of money. Some due dates for filing of returns, like July date has been extended to October. Tax audit date has been extended to September. They generally do it September to October. The time bar assessments, like one scrutiny notice from September to December, they postponed. So income tax department is happy. They are getting 3 more months. And those who are time barred by March, that is 2021, will be extended by another 6 months. I don't know why 6 months. So that is extended. And Vivas a Vishwas scheme, that appeal settlement schemes, the payment was supposed to be made by June, which has been extended to December without interest. I think this is also a good move by the government. These are the 2 time barred assessment detail I have given. I have already explained. I will not go into detail. The first phase, the total relief is 5,94,000 crores. I have given the bifurcation also. I request all of you, rate this first phase of relief, whether it is good or bad, or any suggestion. Now, this is the phase 2 of Atmanirbhar scheme. That is 14 May, the finance minister has given. This is mainly to migrants, about giving 3,000 for food. 8 crore migrants who do not have ration cards now covered. There is seamless transfer of ration cards. She says, whole of India, anywhere you can take ration card. Suppose you have a ration card in UP, one person in Mumbai. Whatever is taken in UP, if quota is left, they can take it from Mumbai. It's a good scheme. I think again, whether state governments will follow this direction, how long it takes, that is again a question. One nation, one ration card, very good scheme. She says 67 crore beneficiaries in 23 states. will get covered this, and FM said they will ensure 100% coverage of ration card portability by March. But actual problem is now, and they have to wait March. Whether we really get this benefit, nobody knows. Now there is under PM Awas Yojana, government will launch a scheme where migrant labor, that urban labor, they can build houses. It is a sort of government that is affordable rental housing and PPP. It is public-private partnership. Like any company, if they have 500 employees, they can build their own facility. Government will give them loans. They will give them subsidies, incentivizing industries for accommodation for migrants. They say state government also will do the same thing. The detailed guidelines is not given. I think this is good. Large scale employers can have, if they have a place or if government is giving the place, they can build such kind of facilities. It will help them to have their manufacturing facility going on without disturbance. Another 1,500 crores has been given for that loan, Shishu Kalyan, Shishu loans, Mudra Shishu loans. That is 50,000 loans has been given by the government. And government is taking care of 2% interest on this. I think how much it is helping to us, I don't know. Another thing is government is recognizing all the street vendors. Hospitality industries, they are paying taxes. They are paying municipal taxes. They are paying income tax. They are paying GST. Nowhere their mention is there, but street vendors, they are not paying any tax, but their name is there. I think they are saying about 5,000 crore special facility. Each one will get 10,000 rupees. If anybody is a street vendor, I think take benefit of this. Now one more, that 70,000 crores to housing sector, middle income group. Last time the government has given one benefit to housing sector where income is, there are two bifurcation in that. Income up to 6 to 12 lakhs, the loan is 9 lakh rupees. The government is subsidy, interest subsidy is 4%. 12 lakh to 8 lakh, the loan is 12 lakhs, interest subsidy is 3%. That 6 to 12 lakh rupees is 160 square feet and 12 to 18 lakh, 200 square feet. This scheme was supposed to be over by March 2020. They extended it to one more year. So they say it will stimulate demand for steel, cement, transport. Let us see, but the lower section of the people, it will be helping. Promoting employment in tribal area, that is called Compensatory Apportionment Fund Management Planning Authority. So it is for the tribals. I don't know how many of us will be there in that. Another 30,000 crore additional emergency working capital funding to farmers. I think so far the farming section has not been taken by Indians on professional basis. If you see these schemes now, I think farming is going to be the good venture in future. This will be over 90,000 crores to be provided to NABARD through normal refinancing route. It will be a sort of refinance to 33 state cooperative banks, 351 district cooperative banks, and RRBs, regional rural banks. It is going to benefit about 300 crores. This is mainly for meeting harvest and current Kharif requirements. And Kisan credit cards for 2 lakh crores, it is further extended to boost economic activities. Now this time they covered fishermen and animal husbandry also covered. Again, the madam says 2.5 crores farmers will be benefited from this. The phase 2, there is 3,10,000 crores. Again, I would request all of you to rate this, whether it's good, bad, or any suggestion. Phase 3 now, this is Atmanirbhar Abhiyan, 15th May. Again, as I said, 1 lakh crore agri infrastructure fund for farm gate infrastructure for farmers. It is mainly for primary agriculture cooperative societies, farmer producers, organization, agricultural entrepreneurs. That means even we can go to the agricultural activities and take loans. I think some of the MSMEs may think of going to agricultural sector. There are a lot of reforms being done there. There is seamless movement of goods between the states, APMC being dismantled, and this 1 lakh crore. I think this is the best move. We should look at agriculture in future. There is again 10,000 crore scheme for formalization of micro and food enterprises. This is all food processing unit. This is PM Modi's vocal for local with global outreach. On that basis, this particular fund is based. It will be on cluster-based approach. It will help units reach untapped export market. They say the decision will lead to improved health and safety standards, integration with retail markets, and improved incomes. There is one more animal disease control. It is a National Animal Disease Control Program, 13,343 crores, huge amount. It is for 100% cattle, buffalo, sheep, goat, pig, vaccination. The big amount has been given. ₹4,000 crores for herbal cultivation. Herbal cultivation, 1 lakh hectares of land in the next 2 years. That is in the banks of Ganga River. Then the National Medicinal Plants Board has supported 2.25 lakhs hectares already. This, the government is expecting to generate 5,000 crores. Thanks to them. 500 for beekeepers. Somebody can think of this also. This is again 500 crore Operation Green. Operation Green, which was earlier dedicated only to tomatoes, onions, and potatoes. They called it TOP. Now is being extended to all fruits and vegetables. 500 crores are provided for this scheme, under which 500 for 50% subsidy of the will be provided on transport from supply to deficient market, along with 50% subsidy on storage. I think it's a good move. They are supporting storage also. There is, as I said earlier, there is changes in Essential Commodities Act of 1955. Government will make amendment to Essential Commodities Act of 1955 in order to enable better price realization for farmers. Now farmers can get better investment. They can sell anywhere. There is no restrictions. There is seamless movement of the goods. I think this is one of the best move government has done it. They have created now e-trading platform for the government also, that agricultural market reforms will be made to provide adequate choices of farmers to sell their product. E-trading and agricultural produce will also be designed. It is going to announce now. Legal framework is going to be formulated. A facilitative legal framework will be created to enable farmers to engage with processors, aggregators, retailers, etc. I think all these retail companies like Amazon or DMart or Amazon, all this company, Reliance, they can directly now deal with the agriculturists directly. The phase 3 is 1,50,000 crores, the bifurcation given. Again, I request all of you to rate this. The phase 4. Phase 4, there are 8 sectors. These are again the very big good reforms that government with this COVID time, they have come out with the reforms, the coal, the minerals, the defense, the civil aviation, power sectors, social infrastructures and space and automation. Many of us that MSMEs can think of going to school. There is commercial mining in this sector now. Till now, government had a monopoly. Now, even private sector, through transparent auctioning, they can participate. Earlier, there was tonnage taxes were there. Now has been changed to revenue sharing method. Immediately, they are going to auction 50 blocks. Coal beds with Coal India will be auctioned for extraction. 50,000 crores is government is going to spend on the various infrastructure to be created for extraction, coal gasification, liquidification, and will be incentivized through rebate in revenue share. The government idea is to become self-reliant in coal production. So far, in spite of having so much coal reserve, we are still importing. Partial export blocks will also be auctioned. For evacuation of enhanced CILS target of 1 billion ton coal production by 23-24. Production earlier than schedules will be incentivized. Coal bed methane extraction rights to be auctioned by Coal India. Minerals also, there is seamless composite exploration come mining come production. So far again, all these were under the government control. 500 mining blocks offered through an open and transparent auction. Government is going to introduce joint auction bauxite and coal mineral. This may help to aluminium companies, their bauxite is aluminium raw material and coal maybe for power, it may help them in saving cost. They say in this sector, a lot of people have left the country due to the cost factors and they can come back now. Remove distinction between captive and non-captive mines to allow transparent of mining leases and sale of surplus unused materials. Ministry of Mine is also developing an index, and they are planning to rationalize the stamp duty process in this sector. Defense production, anyway, in here also, this is very, very good move. Make in India for self-reliance in defense production. There are many weapons and platforms which would be only available for Indians. I think many of the SMEs, MSMEs can participate in this. The only thing, they should be very superior in technology. Quality is the main concern there. If one can face that, one is ready to face such kind of situation, I think they can venture into this kind of business. They're going to indigenize the imported spares, separate budget provisioning for domestic capital requirement. Defense budget, there will be separate division. They say it will reduce import bills, improve autonomy, accountability, and efficiency in ordnance supplies corporatization. These ordnance factories will be made as companies and they will be privatized. I think this is also a good move. They will be, accountable. They are even planning to list them in stock exchanges. The one more thing is FDI limit is increased from 49 to 74%. So anybody can take up to 70% of foreign direct investment. Even in the procedures of defense procurement and decision making will be streamlined, fast tracked. That is what the finance minister has said, setting up of a project management unit to support contract management, because contract management is very, very poor in defense sectors. They are planning to do that. Realistic setting up general staff continuity requirement of weapons and platforms. Overhauling of trial and testing process. It is taking so much time in this sector. I think they are trying to reduce that time so that private sector also can participate. Civil aviation also, although one of the worst affected because of the COVID-19, nothing has been done to that civil aviation department. But airspace management, utilization of routes, rationalization is going to happen. They say there is a shortage of, so far only 65%, 60% of the routes were open. Now they are opening up more. So due to that, the routes will be, distance will be reduced. So the airline companies are going to say 1,000 crores, but let us see how much they say. First, to save, they have to start business again. They have to survive. That itself is a big question. They are going to auction 6 more airports for auction. AI1 shall do on PPP basis. Second part is additional investment likely by private players in about 12 airports, which they are already holding. Airport authority will get about 2,300 crore upfront from this, and first payment of investment by the private sector is 13,000 crores. Third part is making India MRO hub. MRO is maintenance, repair and overhaul of aircrafts. At present, it is done abroad. So government is creating facility here itself. It's again a good move. Privatization of the power distribution companies, union territories. Very, very good move because very, very badly managed distribution companies in India, especially in union territories. It will lead to the better service to customer, improvement in operational financial deficiencies, provide model for emulation for other utilities, promote industry by progressive reduction in cross subsidies, and so on. This so many things are there in this. This is also a good move. Many can, I think if they are opening it for Adani's, they are almost everywhere in India. Social infrastructure projects, boosting of private sector investment in this, about 8,100 crores. That VGF existing support of 20%. Each of these Government of India statutory bodies will be allowed. I think this is again a good move. The space again. The ISRO is world famous now. They have brought a lot of rockets to India. I think now the government is allowing private sector to use their facilities, either for space related activities or for research activities or even for launching or other things. They can be even Indian private sector will be co-traveler in Indian space journey, will provide level playing field, predictable policy, regulatory environment will be created. Private sector will be allowed to use ISRO facilities for other relevant assessments and improve their capabilities. I think this is also a very good move for the Indian companies. Private sector can participate in this. Atomic energy also, there is a lot of liberalization has been done. PPP mode of production of medical isotopes, promote welfare of humanity through affordable treatment of cancer and other diseases. They will allow that. Establish facilities in PPP mode in use of irradiation and technology for food preservation. I think even food preservation, this particular thing can be used. Link India's robust startup ecosystem to nuclear sector. Any support for them also can be done. This is also a very good move available for private sector. Again, I request all the participants to rate this fourth tranche of economic stimulus. Now we will meet the last one. Today, our attempt is to ensure that environment is all right to help everybody protect their business homes. I have 7 such steps today, she says. The steps are Manrega. Original budget 61,000 crores has been given. That has been increased by another 40,000 crores. It is almost increase of 80%. It is divided into 7. I'll go each one. Government will now allocate additional 40,000 crores for Manregas to provide employment boost. Lot of workers who have gone back to villages. Industry, please note, they are not allowing them to come back. By providing Manrega, I don't know whether they will come back. The 300 crore person days will be given 202 rupees per day. A lot of money, whether after getting that much money, they will come back to the cities or where the job is. We will have to wait and see. There is also investment in grassroots health institutions, ramp up health and wellness facilities in the various rural and urban sectors. Again, good strategy. Health labs and in districts level and block level will be created. Education, there are a lot of changes have been done. I think there are many schools, people are in this seminar here. Technology driven education to be the focus. PM E-Vidya program for multi-mode access to digital online education to be launched immediately. PM V-Vidya program to be launched consists of one nation, one digital platform for education and one class, one channel. Use of radio and broadcast for education. One earmarked TV channel per class from 1 to 12. I think each class will have a different channel with the respective subject. So directly teaching will be done. It can be, the student can get access from the villages. They can access from the cities from anywhere. I think it can reduce the COVID effect. Diksha for school education in states and union territories. E-content and coded textbook for all the grades. Extensive use of radio, community and radio broadcast. Manodarpan, an initiative for psychological support of students, teachers, and families for mental health and emotional well-being to be launched. I think this is also a very good move, although already parents are pressurizing school to reduce the fees. I don't know what will happen if it is implemented for the schools. Ease of doing business. This is again for MSMEs. Now, threshold limit of insolvency proceedings is raised from 1 lakh to 1 crore. It's a big move. And next 1 year, there will be no insolvency proceedings. There is a insolvency proceeding already for a year's time. And also special insolvency framework of MSMEs will be notified under section 244 of the code. Suspension of fresh initiation, as I said. And also it is empowering state government, central government to exclude COVID-19 related debt from the definition of default under code. This is very, very good move. I think at least MSMEs are little relaxed now. Decriminalization of Companies Act. Again, this is a good move. There is debt due to COVID-19 will not be included in the category of default under insolvency and bankruptcy code. 7 compoundable offenses altogether dropped. 5 to be dealt with under alternative framework. This is also again new. There are a lot of problems with this NCLTs and all that. This will make process simpler and enable resolution at the local level itself. Compoundable offenses can now be tried under internal adjudication mechanism. Will help decongest criminal courts, which is absolutely important. Very good move. I think a lot of companies will be benefited out of it. The other reforms are direct listing of Indian companies, public companies in the foreign jurisdictions. There are a lot of restrictions and permission now, which has been done away with. Private companies who have listed their NCDs, non-convertible debentures, if they don't have equity, they are not listed as listed companies. So lots of restrictions on listed companies compliances will go. Provision of Chapter 9A, Producer of Companies Act 1956, Companies Act. Also, this provision is not there. Power to create additional specialized benefit for NCLAT, lower penalties for all defaults for small companies, 1% companies. Again, good move by the government. I think it is a detailed subject. It will take a lot of time. We go item wise. This is also a very good move, but how far the state will cooperate and we have to understand this state's business. The borrowing limit of states for state GDP will be increased from 3% to 5%. The government says that it releases about 4.28 lakh crores, very big amount. But there is a cap because first 0.5% is free. The next 1% will be on reform basis. States should do one nation, one ration card, ease of doing business, power distribution, and urban local body revenues. You know, these 4, each one they get 0.25% OD limits more. And they can borrow the balance 0.5%. That is 3, 3.51, 4.5 up to 5. 0.5% they can do if they do any of the 3 rationalization. They can borrow this. So this is a good move actually because they are disciplining the state also because states are not streamlining their operations. That is why this specific clause has been done. I think we must appreciate this. Very good move. State should accept it. Here, about 48,100 crores has been given in this final phase, 4 and 5. Overall relief, that is relief already given in the Prime Minister, then first one, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, it comes to 20,97,000 crores. This is the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme. As I said earlier, I will not go into it. See, somebody asked me, what is the requirement for taking Udyog Aadhar or MSME? These are the requirement. You can take the screenshot. You know, these are the requirement for easy process. Those who have not done it, they can take it. These are the whole stimulus package. Now I will go to 2 things. One is SME. SME, I explained what all the avenues available. for borrowing and equity. There are many AHAR members are there. They have a lot of queries. The one point for them is, I have not made the slide. I'm going to tell you. See, hospital industry, MSME, they are also eligible. They are MSMEs. They can get this money on less rate of interest. They also eligible for that 15,000, 90%, and 90% of them should be 15 and only limited to 100 number of employees. They can go for it also. There is one more, that EPF from 12% to 10% up to March 31st, 2021. Now, basically what we need to do, the hospitality industry, it says about 4.28 lakh crores, about 81% of the total employment is given by hospitality industry. But unfortunately, government has not considered this. I think what we can do now ourselves, the first thing what I say is, I think we must focus on the cost side. We must think of what extra assets we have. Maybe we can liquidate that asset if that asset is not giving revenue. We may see there are a lot of people who are doing a hotel on conducting basis, on rental basis. So we can shift. This is an extraordinary situation. We need to venture into some extraordinary things. Maybe we can say we can go for profit sharing ratio with the owners. Reduce unwanted wasteful expenses, including whatever we spend on donations or rituals or something. Marriages, I think we must venture into that. We must, I think government is not given, I don't know. One point is left there, GST. They may give concession, we don't know, because Prime Minister or Finance Minister cannot give this. This has to be given by the GST Council. So GST Council once meet, I don't know they will give or not give. So if that chances is there, but I think as hoteliers, as the hospitality industry, this particular industry has never been given any subsidy or facilities so far. We succeeded ourselves. This is the time I think we must, instead of thinking what government has given, we must focus what we should do ourselves to come out of these situations. What are the options available? What are the new things we can, implement? We may have to venture into some new models. Even decriminalization of Companies Act also will help us. Change in IBC code also, this will definitely help us. And I think hospitality industry, that I cannot say much because there is no other thing is given by the government. With this, I think I'm coming end of my presentation. I think we can go to the question and answer session. Thank you very much. Thank you for patience hearing.
Thank you, Shankar. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for such a stimulating download of the stimulus package. Very, very stimulating enough.
Yeah.
A few questions I'll just take up from the participants. One of the questions that's come is basically because of the low demand, right? There was an expectation from the industry, from the people, that there will be something done by the government to, from the middle class perspective in terms of increasing the spending power. There's a compression of wages, lack of business, but the middle class hasn't got really anything much. That's one. Two is the hotel industry, which you already covered, not got anything much. Who's getting is basically the street vendors, right? Maybe to some extent the farmers, if you need to become a farmer living in an industry. So there's not much which has come in hands of the people. When the 20 lakh crore was announced, everyone was calculating 15,000 per head would actually come. There's a promise 15 lakhs would come. Once upon a time, at least 15,000 per person, but nothing much seems to be there in the final hand in terms of liquidity. It's all promise of loan, maybe little lesser interest. Is this the right way? Because you would have, much information about how the stimulus package has been given worldwide. So what's your comment on that?
Regarding the last part of the question, stimulus worldwide, every country has done the same thing, the direct cash support or loan facilities in, easy rate of interest. Regarding the supply side, yes, I also fully agree with the person who has raised the question. Very good question. The government is only worked on supply side. They have not worked on demand side. What they're saying is, what government is saying over the discussion, that demand side will pick up once that is supply side is streamlined. With the 20 lakh crores money coming to the system, automatically the demand will be created. As I said in the beginning of my session, that top-down approach of the government about the demand, that once the money coming to the people's hands, the automatically demand will be created. The government is going on, it is called as bottom-up demand generation method. So that way they are working out. So 120 lakh, 21 lakh crores come in the system, automatically demand will be created. Any other question? Regarding the hotels, well, I come back to you because as I said, for MSMEs, there are a lot of facilities in State Bank of India. I said, there is 5 crores, 59 minutes loan. I think we can work on this. That is up to 1 crore within 14 days and over 1 crore up to 5 crores. It is 3 weeks. They are saying. Then there's 25% digital revenue because you are using credit cards. Can we try that? Because that is without security. This can be done because this I have spoken to the State Bank of India. They are very clear on this. They are ready to do that. Even restructuring of the loans, also State Bank or other banks also ready. If there is any, irregularities about the loans, hoteliers also can go for the restructuring. But all of this 5 crores and this 25%, 30% on the turnover limit, this is very, very good. Okay.
The next question is from Mr. Manish Hegde.
Yeah.
Sir, 20,000 crores which would be infused into NPA or stressed company, how is it practically possible?
It is possible. They are coming out with a scheme that, what is the conditions for that? The company which is not NPA, there are two things. One is irregularity of the loan. They are not NPAs. The second thing, NPAs. The NPAs also, they are going to fund equity plus loans also. It is a sort of restructuring there. So any company which is NPA, they are saying, when I was talking to the State Bank of India person, he says it is available up to 31st May. So immediately people should go. It is there in all the banks. Even Union Bank of India is also doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a question from Mr. Venugopal.
Yeah.
Can you throw some light on how the government is going to fund this stimulus package? What are the sources to fund this entire stimulus package?
Funding in this case is 3,06,000 crores. That will be borrowing only because, at present 3.5 is the deficit in the budget. So it may go up to maybe 3.5 crores means another maybe 1.5 or 2% will be added. So deficit will be about 5 to 5.5%. Government is very clear it will be borrowing only, or they have to streamline their revenue, which I don't think is possible because all 3 months is already gone, 2 months in this financial year. So it must be done in my view, must be, although finance minister is saying she is not answering, one way is printing the notes or borrow. 2 options.
A question from Mr. Pradeep Shetty.
Yeah.
If receivables were way overdue even before lockdown, is it wise to approach NCLT through NSEL to recover the money? Any new changes in the NCLT will delay this receivables?
NCLT, I didn't get the question, please.
If receivables were way overdue even before lockdown, is it wise to approach NCLT through NSEL to recover the money?
Yeah, why not? You can go there. But NCLT proceeding will be stopped for next 1 year, no?
Okay.
No more new companies will be taken. That aspect we will have to check. So if the company is a good company, you go through the NCLT, your amount will be realized faster. It depends what kind of company, what kind of litigation you are going through. It is various factors are there. Yeah.
A question from a hotelier.
Yeah.
Sir, as hotelier, we not got much. Should we now think of venturing into other reforms as initiated by the government, like mining or becoming a farmer or defense?
Very much. I would advise that. Because we have been only focusing on hotels so far. Why not other sectors? You know, there is a lot of incentives being given, especially agriculture. A lot of us hoteliers have land holdings in Mangalore or other places. Why not go back, start, agricultural farming? You just see the coconut in Mangalore and coconut in Mumbai. What is the difference in price? You can do that business. Now the seamless transfer of goods is allowed now. Any state, the agriculture produce can go. We can do that business also. Why not? We can go for this agricultural activity itself. Even storage of agricultural produce, that itself is a business, you know. That cold storage and all things. There is a lot of things given in fisheries. I may have missed that slide. You know, fisheries also, there is 20,000 crores has been given for additional boats and all that. Why not we go for that also?
So how would you rate on a rating scale of 1 to 10, Nirmala Sitharaman, for this
I
stimulus
request
package?
the participant to rate it now.
Yes, can everyone just rate by typing on the chat box the rating as you feel personally? Let's get a feel from all of you. You may just type any number from 1 to 10, 1 being poor, 10 being highest, which is very good, 5 being neutral, not here, not there.
I think average we can say about 6.5 or something as per this.
I think average is coming between 5 to 6. Yeah.
Somebody quoted one also.
I think it's a hotelier for sure.
Not hotelier.
Some is politically motivated also.
Yeah, but I think we can say around 6.5. I fully agree 6.5. See, one thing I must tell you here is government is running 230 crores people, so many states, so many union territories, so many issues, defense issues, COVID issues. Still they are managing. You know, we are in a one business we have, and we depend on the government. We want this, we want that. In this way, if you look at the things, what government is done is good.
Well, there's one question from the hotel industry, whether the Indian Bunts Chamber of Commerce can, collate the points in terms of stimulus that has been given to the hotel industry and maybe upload on the website, right, so that they can actually go through that in detail.
See, there is one more seminar by them on, I think 22nd or something, I don't know. So on that particular day, let them make a questionnaire. I think, Srinath, we have some contact with Sadanand Gowdaji and Nitin Gadkariji. Why not we give that this thing to them?
Sure.
And even on that day, particularly, they can come out with the problems, whatever is there. Let us try to solve it.
Sure, we can actually take that up. Yeah, sure. So we will take the questions from the people and maybe put it to the Honorable Minister of Industries as well as Sadanand Gowdaji.
Yeah. If all questions are over?
I think more or less, yeah, I think we have completed all the questions. May I now request our senior office bearer, Mr. P.K. Shetty, Advocate P.K. Shetty, who's specialized as a consultant in GST relaxation. And yeah, may I request Mr. P.K. Shetty to come? He's a specialist in GST and foreign trade.
Srinath, upcoming programs you can announce.
Yeah. We have our next program is day after tomorrow. We have 2 speakers. Dr. R.K. Shetty, who's going to talk about freedom in investment through insurance, and Mr. P.K. Shetty, who's going to talk on GST amendments.
Srinath, some people are asking, please answer my question. Just can you go through that?
1 second. I thought we have answered more or less. can we use loan for business expansion and diversification?
Yeah, because no purpose will be asked. 20% additional you can give and go for the expansion. Very much you can do that. There is no end use restrictions, and even margins have been even they can go up to 0. Shiv Prasad is there. Has any questions, Shiv Prasad? I can see you. Unmute him, no? Shiv Prasad.
Shivanand or Shiv Prasad?
Shiv Prasad, I think. Yeah, Shivanand.
Shivanand.
Yeah, if there is no other question, we can go for this thing.
May I request Mr. P.K. Shetty to give the vote of thanks? Mr. P.K. Shetty, are you there?
Unmute karo.
I'm not
He has to
seeing.
unmute now. P.K. Shetty, we are not able to see him.
Yeah, I'm not able to see him.
I think he lost, I think.
I think he's dropped out.
And he must actually, even unmute he has to do it. I think he has not done it.
No, he is not available in the participants list itself.
No, he just spoke to me, in the evening.
Prabhakar Shetty.
Srinivasana, why don't you please go ahead with the vote of thanks there?
You're not finding Srinath?
No, I'm not finding him. Srinivas, request you to please.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Shankarana, for your explosive presentation on today's hot subject, which is so many of us are finding difficult to understand, and a lot of jokes going on in the social media. This is mainly due to the non-understanding of the package announced by our beloved PM. So we thought of decoding this through our 6th webinar in our webinar series. Thanks once again. Thanks a lot, Shankarana, making us understanding to some extent. And also I'm thankful to my president, office bearers, who have given us opportunity and motivation to organize this kind of webinar series. And I'm thankful to all my co-hosts, Srinath, Nishit, and technical support by Mr. Vibhas from EAD Cosmos, our digital partner. I'm thankful to all 400 plus participants today, almost understood the complete package announced by the government, especially he is in his speech, Shankarana said advantages for the MSMEs also, but not the last but not the least. Shankarana says it is a new normal now, and we need to adjust ourselves to the new normal. We have to live with COVID. And one more thing is, as he said, it is like we have to find our ways. We will not be like kind of a takers always. We should be givers also. Once again, thank you for your explosive speech and presentation, Shankarana. We look forward to more webinars, and all participants. Once again, we are coming up with more programs like this. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you all. We will be sending the new link for the next webinar, which is on the 20th. That's also one of the relevant topic in terms of GST relaxation and amendments, as well as investment and financial freedom through insurance. So looking forward to.
Rohan Hegde program also you can.
This is the next.
There is one question in this, Ajay. Viva scheme is still on. Yes, it is on. You can still go for it.
Who is that?
Somebody asked here in the screen, I can see.
I think the 22nd.
You can see the name. You can call him.
Ajay Sinha.
Ajay Sinha. Ajay Sinha. Okay. I will unmute. Ajay Sinha. Ajay Sinha. Okay. Unmute. Okay, Mr. Sinha, go ahead.
No, he's in the chat box में था. We have replied. That's okay.
अच्छा, replied. Okay.
His reply also okay.
Okay.
Shankar uncle, I have a question for you.
Yeah, tell me.
Actually, truly speaking, I feel really let down. We have nothing for the hospitality industry. Is there something you can do through IBCCI, as you rightly said with Mr. Gowda or Mr. Gadkari? But I think we need to send a message to PMO office on this regard.
Nishit, one thing I'll tell you. See,
Yes.
hospitality industries, we hoteliers, we never got any facilities from the government. We reached this stage. It is our own effort. I think no subsidy or something we have taken so far. Another aspect is the new business for hoteliers is, I think I missed that point, is there are so many wayside, tourism sector, internal tourism sector is going to develop so fast, so much, because people will not travel on the buses or trains or something. They will take their own car or hired cars. So there is a lot of demand for wayside restaurants in India. So you can imagine how many lakhs of people going abroad, which will be stopped now. They will be remaining here. They will go internally. They travel internally. So I think there will be great demand for wayside inns, restaurants and all that. We must look at that business, restaurants. And regarding giving benefits, we can expect one benefit, maybe the GST concessions. Possibility of giving is there, but we must approach them fast now. Before any efforts coming or GST council meets, we need to tell them.
Thank you so much.